character development because you need to have a mindset and internal monologue to actually to show the change in your mindset and your character over time, the way your character thinks. Because character development, character is what's inside you. It's not the outside, how you look or anything. That's a design. Character is
Yes.
inside you.
What?
And Luffy, he has no internal monologue or uh, internal thoughts to prove that he has a change in mindset over time. So he has no character development. Now you can get on that.
Hey,
Hello.
Sakura, you there?
All right. So let me debunk you on the Luffy thing. Luffy has an internal monologue he develops throughout the story.
Is that your is that your supposed debunk? He doesn't have internal monologue. Where are you still here? It seemed like you cutting in and out. Hello.
Hey, Sakura, you there?
I think it's glitched out.
Sakura, you there? I can't hear him speak.
Sakura, you there?
I mean, if he dipped out, somebody else can step in his place if they want to argue on his beat.
Oh,
But if
Oh,
y'all still in, that means is
like I was saying,
if y'all
Oh, and
like
Sakura came back. Continue, Sakura.
yes.
Okay, I guess I'll just see what's going on while he's gone for a second. So, like, is your argument that you have to have internal monologue to have character development, or because Luffy lacks
um,
internal monologue, he doesn't have character development?
wait, hold on. If
wait.
y'all want to replace him, since I don't know where he went.
No, we're not replacing
Oh,
him.
yeah,
He's
I'm
doing
not
Okay,
replacing it. I'm just like seeing where you're
okay. So
coming from.
if you're not trying to step in the debate in his place, then you shouldn't be added to the argument.
He's literally just
Okay.
Shut up.
asking you what are
Now,
you referring to.
so your entire argument is based on internal monologue. You're saying Luffy does not develop, even though he has on multiple occasions. So I'm going to bring up the fish. I'm going to bring up the two most important arcs in East Blue. So Luffy, throughout the series, has developed this entire ethical slash freedom complex where he makes ethical decisions while ignoring morality. Throughout the series, he's starting to look around the world around him and be more self aware. Even though he is a dumbass, he is very smart and has improved. This the current Luffy from the Wano arc is basically completely different but the same character as a whole. He has developed, even though he's a flat character, he's still developed and grown a lot. If if your argument is saying Luffy hasn't developed, you may want to go watch the maybe the entirety of the manga since over the course of the earlier chapters he was brash and somewhat very angered
Oh my
to
lord,
certain
Sakura, that was
topics.
terrible.
So Luffy, even during the Rob Lucci fight, was debating on the ethical idea of injustice versus justice. Luffy has basically matured through that battle in Water 7 and basically proved the point that you can have a righteous freedom in the world around us. Because current chapter 1 Luffy wouldn't even dare to say none of this. What is it?
So is are you done right? So I keep hearing a lot of background noise. I don't know who that's coming from, but I think he keep leaving. He just didn't hear like half of my argument. But my point was And he said Luffy's a flat character. Flat, flat meaning he's unchanged. Correct. You
I'm
can't be,
back.
bro. If you're gonna keep,
Almost.
bro, if you're gonna keep on leaving, we might as well not debate.
I'm I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I see hear a lot of background noise coming from somebody, and
That's my butter.
huh?
What I want to know what she asked if you got a boyfriend for me. They're not.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with him, but he just keep leaving and then coming back. That's not gonna work because he's not. He's literally missing like half of my argument. So
Okay, so
You
like,
could
do you want
just
to talk to
tell.
someone else then?
yeah, he can mute himself since he clearly got a lot of
Alright.
stuff.
Okay, Hunt, Sakura, you literally keep leaving like too much. You're like way too fucking busy to like talk to the man. So just I guess listen to someone
Just mute
else.
yourself. 'Cause, you got a lot of background noise going on, and
Yeah,
somebody else
that's
can.
that's from Sakura. If I echo, my
I'm
apologies,
muted.
but
I'm muted,
my
Jeff.
computer setup is on my glass desk. So anyway, uh, so mind
What?
if I ask you a
I
few
was,
things on your
hold on.
what?
I was talking about Sakura. Like if he comes back, tell him to mute himself because he can't have a
Yeah,
proper debate
it's fine.
if he
Someone
keep
will
on.
tell him like
Yeah.
in general. It's fine. Anyway,
Okay.
so okay,
All
let
right.
me
So like,
ask you a few questions about character development. Do you think a character like can't have character development because they might not do much inner monologue? Excuse me, much inner monologue.
uh, no. First of all, no. Let me clarify what I was saying. If a character doesn't have internal monologue, which is basically internal thoughts that the writer shows the character is thinking, if they don't have that, then that by default means they don't have a mindset or a change of mindset over time. You can't analyze their change of mindset because they don't think, which is that's the problem with Luffy.
Well,
He's literally
different characters might have different character avenues, right? Like maybe sometimes the author doesn't want to, depict their inner monologue all the time.
it's not about what the
Well,
author
hold
wants.
on. I'm not looking to debate you. I'm just looking to ask you and talk to you about character development. Don't
Okay, look,
interrupt me because I let you finish. Anyway, so sometimes different authors might not want to depict character development in the form of like inner monologue because sometimes they might want to show this through like external development through like the idea that action could dictate more than words. There's more than one way to have character development even if you might not do much of one. That doesn't negate that you could have development from the others.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Frisk, don't butt in, right? I'm
No, I
talking to
just
him.
said
So,
yeah. I
well,
could
I
say
know, I know,
anything.
I know,
We
but
we
I
don't
don't need someone validating me. Okay,
yeah we
so
don't need side comments,
yeah,
and
we
that's
don't
just
need
proof
side
of
comments.
how biased you are.
Okay, so
So you
so
wait, hold
was
on.
your argument
Oh,
to about
hey,
Luffy?
Starjo.
What now?
Just to make this official, are you trying to debate me on his behalf, or
No,
you
I'm
just
just looking to talk to you about character
oh,
development because I was
okay?
interested about your argument. That's
Let
really
me get
it.
on your let me get on your since you just finished your point. You said there's different types of character development. I highly disagree, or you said something along those lines, but I highly disagree with that because development. What? Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
I think I keep on cutting out because my phone keep turning off. But anyways, development is change. You know like when you say a girl she's like really developed, like because
Okay,
puberty.
well, let me ask you
That's
this. What is your definition of character development since I want to keep on the same page?
it's it's very simple. The change for a character since development is change.
Okay.
Uh, grow like look up the actual definition for develop, not just development.
Well,
Develop,
I'm not. I'm just
grow.
wanting to get your definition so that
Okay,
like we can
it's
like be on the same terms.
it's the change of a character.
Okay.
So, for example, the reason I say Luffy has no character development is because he doesn't have internal monologue. Internal monologue is it's a necessity when it comes to character development
Okay,
because if
well,
you don't,
look, right. I'm not interested in your opinion on Luffy. That's not really what I'm here for. I'm just mainly want to talk to you about character development, not
that's what
Luffy
you ask.
on his
That's
character
what that's
development.
facts. I'm explaining it to you.
Well, no, you're making it about Luffy when I made it clear from the
No,
start that it
I'm
wasn't
giving
about
I'm
Luffy.
giving, I'm giving you an example. You said was my yeah. I'm telling you why Luffy doesn't qualify. So internal monologue is a necessity for character development because, like I said, character development is the change of a character, and you need to show the character's internal thoughts in order to prove that their internal thoughts changed over time. In order to prove their character changed over time, that's what character development is, and Luffy doesn't have that at all.
So you're saying character development can only come from like one thing, of like or like one thing from the story
That's
rather than other
one
parts of it?
that there's no separate parts of character. It's one thing. The development of a character. It don't.
Yeah,
It's two words.
I get that, right? But like a character can develop in other ways, not just what he says to himself.
Uh, yeah, I think you just completely missed everything I just said.
I know exactly what you're saying. You're
It's
trying to
it's
hold on. You're trying to use internal monologue as a criterion for whether or not they develop, right? But
it's a necessity.
hold on, right? But the thing I'm trying to say here is that it's not the only way that they can develop, right? Maybe that might be one of the major ways, or it could be
No,
like some key way, but it's not the only way, right?
no.
Again,
That statement that statement is false. I don't see any proof for it. Because just do me okay. This will make this a lot simpler. Proof that Luffy has changed. Proof is
hold on, right? You already made a claim. What was they said? Excuse me. What part of what I said was vague?
you're saying there's like different types of character or different ways characters can develop. No, it's
Yeah,
character.
there can. What's the contestment?
Character is an internal monologue is a necessity for
Hold on,
character development.
give me a moment. Sorry for interrupting. I need a second. My apologies. Please continue. You were
internal
saying?
monologue is internal monologue is a necessity for character development. If a character don't have that, then by default they have no character development. And
So
I got a
you
question.
think that a character can't make a
Eh,
statement about something through actions rather than just words alone?
that's a I don't know if that was a rhetorical question or what, but I literally this has nothing to do with you're not paying.
Your argument is
But
just using internal monologue as the only criterion
and
for
and I
character
prove
development.
not
I
and I prove
disagree with that.
no. I said it's a necessity. I didn't say it's the only thing that plays into it. It's a necessity.
Okay.
No, it's
But
the necessity. Actually, you're right. Yeah, it is the only. You need that in order to have character development. And since Luffy doesn't have that, he doesn't have character development.
well, I'm not talking to you about Luffy. I never said anything about Luffy at all. I've made this clear a couple
That,
times already.
that's what we talking about. That's the
I'm not
debate.
talking about whether or not Luffy has character development. I couldn't care what you think about Luffy. I've made it clear a good few times now.
Okay, so what's your point?
The point is like while while internal monologue is a good way to scale whether or not a character can develop their potential, like develop their personality over time, that doesn't mean it's the only way, right? Like maybe a character could like slowly grow more brave and then like we can indicatively think it like maybe through action, right? Or maybe a character makes a statement and then like follows up with the action of like performing something that's notable of character, right? We can have an indicative opinion about character
Okay,
rather
all
than
right.
just have hold on, rather
Let me
than
get.
just only have to see what we see to be the only quote unquote objective way to scale character. We can have indicative opinions about character through scaling it through like actions of character, right? I
Uh,
mean, like, I don't see how there's contestment about that. Like, is there anything wrong with that notion?
okay, so I want you. Let's we we on a you just stating subjective opinions. So let's get to the facts, right? I want you to type in the Google definition for character. It says the mental.
Hold on. Hold on. Is there contestment with what I'm saying?
No,
Because
I'm
I'm
showing
not.
you the
Hold on.
fact.
I'm
I'm
not
showing
disagreeing that internal monologue is a
saying
good
every.
way to scale character development.
I'm saying everything you said is wrong. You need
Okay,
internal
okay, okay.
monologue.
What part about it is wrong?
The part where you said basically trying to make it. I'm not gonna quote you exactly, but you basically trying to make it seem like
No. What part
you can't.
about it is
Hold
wrong?
on,
I want to hear
hold on.
specifically what part about it's wrong.
You're trying to say internal monologue is not the only thing. Like if you don't, you basically saying if you don't have internal character development, which is false. Now I want to take this to a factual standpoint. Look up the definition for character, the
Discussions
Google
of
definition.
character is naturally going to be a subjective topic. There's
No, no,
nothing
no, no, no,
objective
no.
about
no.
character.
When it comes to the actual words themselves, and I'm not talking. We're not just talking about characters, whether you like them or not. We talking about factual
I already
things.
asked you for your
We're,
definition of character.
we're
Why
talking
should I
about.
have to put in a definition for something when I already got your
Hold on.
definition earlier?
I'm breaking it down to you from a factual standpoint. And we're
There's
talking about the
nothing
facts now.
factual when it comes to character development. Okay,
You know,
hold
it's
on.
a actual,
Well, hold on.
you know, it's
Right.
a definition
Well, hold
of
on. Right. First, there's about three things on the table right now. First thing is you didn't say what part about what I said was wrong. Right. Second, whenever we talk about discussions of character, regardless of what definition we go with, it's always going to be on a subjective axis, because when we view someone's character, right, that could incorporate action, that could like incorporate, internal mindsets, that can incorporate into what they may or may not do. That can incorporate into a lot of other things, right? Whenever we talk about character development and whether or not we think a character is good or bad, saying a character has no development or saying a character has development is already subjective from the start. So you can't even
hold on,
say there's anything
wait, hold
factual at
on.
all other than like
This,
this character
bro,
said this or
bro,
this character did that.
you going off on a tangent. First of all, you cut me off when I was about to explain to you what I was talking about. Stop cutting me off and just listen.
Well, no,
You're
you
ma-
need you.
just hey. Let me make my
No,
point.
I'm not gonna let
And
you
you
get
can
away with this, Amir. You've already
you
done
can
this before.
let me. You're
Explain
not
to me
letting me
what
talk.
part of what I said was wrong.
I told you already.
No,
I'm
you
not gonna.
didn't.
I'm not gonna keep repeating it. I'm gonna tell you one more time. What you said was
Okay,
wrong.
then
You're
we'll.
you're basically saying you don't need internal monologue to have character development. And I'm about to prove you wrong right now with actual
I'm
facts.
not
So
saying you don't need it. I'm saying there's other ways to show it. I never
no,
disagreed that
no,
a
no.
character, right, could have
You need,
internal monologue
hey,
as a good way to
you
scale
need.
character. All I'm saying is that there's other ways
Listen,
to show it,
bro.
even if we don't see
So
internal monologue all the time.
your statement. Okay, your statement right now. There's other ways of showing it. And what I said, you basically saying you don't need it because there's other alternatives, methods to proving that.
I never said you didn't need it. I'm saying
That's
that there's
basically what
other ways you can
it's
go about
saying. It's other
discussing
ways to
character.
show it. You're basically saying you don't actually need to have it.
Okay,
But
listen,
anyway,
right? There's nothing wrong with
listen,
saying
bro.
anything in
Look,
regards for like, internal monologue as a way to see how someone's mentality develops over time, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, don't get me wrong at all. Don't even strawman me when I say that. All I'm saying here is that
all
it's
right, bro.
not the only way to talk about character.
Bro,
While it's a
if you
good way to talk about character,
if
it's
you
not
gonna
the
keep talking
only
over,
way.
if you going I'm pretty sure everybody agreed to let me make my points and etc. So if you're gonna keep on talking over me and not let me get to my point, then this is over.
Well, you're already
You
ignoring the
no no,
fact
no
that you
listen.
haven't gave me an
I'm
objection. You're just saying I'm wrong.
I'm debunking your point. So stop talking over.
You
Address the
So
didn't
you
points you
debunk.
so
made then.
listen, you going so what you just said is I'm gonna take out the word need since you're not understanding what I'm saying. What you just said there's other ways of showing it, right? Basically that basically implies you don't actually need to have the important crucial necessity that I'm talking about, which is internal monologue. So let me get into my point. This is all factual, by the way. This is not subjective. When
No,
you look up that this,
discussions of
hey
character are
hey
always
let,
subjective. There's
let me
nothing
let me let
objective
me
about
finish
it.
my point. It is it the word character has actual factual objective definition, which is
Maybe if you went with a
hey,
definition,
all
right?
right,
But there could be tons of other
I'm leaving.
definitions.
Look, bro. If you're not gonna let me make my point, I'm gonna leave because you're being ridiculous right now. Let me
You're
talk.
the
Let me make my point like everybody agreed to in this Discord, in this circle. So, character, the mental or moral qualities of an individual, distinctive to an individual. So, the mental or moral qualities distinctive to an individual. That's what a character. That's character. That has nothing to do with anything external. That's internal. Mental and moral that comes from the brain. So if you don't have internal monologue, that means automatically you don't have character development because character is internal in your
Okay,
brain.
can you
And
restate the
development is
definition you just used
yeah, I'll
again?
restate it. And I'll really appreciate that.
Well,
So
you've
let me
already
tell you.
made one claim. I'm not going to let you
Okay.
shotgun. That's
Listen,
the point.
I'm not shotgun.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
making
You
a
just made you
no,
just made a
we're
claim.
we're we're still
You
on the
just made a
topic of character.
definitional claim. I want you to give me the
First of all,
definition you're using. Go drop it. I don't care
definition of
where.
character. Are you deaf? I said this like 10 times. This is the actual definition for the word character.
Yeah, drop the definition you're using in general so I can read it for myself. Same with everyone else.
I mean, it's called Google. You can easily just look up the definition of
I
character.
don't
But I'll
have
just
to provide your proof for you.
Just screenshot it, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Quit being a lazy
I'll,
bastard and drop it.
yeah. I mean, I thought it was just an easy thing everybody could just look up. But I'll drop the definition. I'll drop it. The thing is, I was on my phone, so I wasn't on. I wasn't capable of linking anything. All right, but here, wait, hold on. Drop it in what chat?
General.
Oh, all right.
Alright, let's go read it real quick. Okay, let's see. Character.
And also, don't cut me off because you've been cutting me off while I've been making my. So yeah, it says the mental or moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Mental and moral that comes from the brain, meaning it requires internal thoughts, and Luffy doesn't have internal thoughts. So when we talk about character development, we're talking about the thoughts process that changes over time. Development is change, and character is the mental and moral qualities of a individual. So you actually need internal monologue to prove you have character development because character comes from the inside. It's not about just based off of actions and stuff. That's why I
I
say
never said it was just based off actions. I said you can also demonstrate
oh, okay.
character development off actions.
We can move on to my. We can move on now that I've debunked your or now that
You
I've
didn't
proven to you.
debunk my point.
Okay, we'll just say I
You
proved my
literally
point.
just strawmanned me. Okay.
No,
Here. No, actually, here's what I'm saying, right? Okay, so I never made a claim about that you only need action, right? Or that you
you said
only need
other
one or
ways.
the other. Hold on.
You said other ways.
Hold on, no. What I just said before was that there's other ways of showing character development.
Exactly. Didn't I
Not
just say
that
that?
you only need one or the other.
And my whole point, if you was listening to anything I said, was no. You actually need internal monologue, which I just proved why you need internal monologue to have
I never
character.
disagreed. I'm just saying you
Okay.
can also use other ways. Not that
Oh
you
no, you
only
can't.
can use internal monologue.
No. What I'm saying is you can't. If you don't have internal monologue, you just don't have character development. It's that simple. Now, you can agree to like if you don't have a debunk for that or a counter to that, then we can move on because
First, hold on.
it's factually correct.
Well,
I've proven my
no,
point to be.
you can't say that character development's objective. Whenever you say a character is good or bad or
We're
flat
not
or
talking about if they
amazing,
good or bad. If you
hush,
like them.
hush, hush, child.
No,
Anyway,
you.
so hush,
Just,
daddy's talking now. Hush. Anyway, so
all right. Who?
what I'm saying here.
Hey,
Hold on.
No, hold on. Now
What?
you just.
No. So, what I'm saying here, right, is that you can demonstrate, right, you can demonstrate, maybe change in mindsets, or you can demonstrate like your moral compass, so you can demonstrate different values through the form of action. Not that you only need action or only need internal monologue, okay? A character is always going to have this certain morality and this certain mental state, right? But characters can perform actions, right? They can perform actions or do particular feats that demonstrates what their mentality is and like how they view the moral compass, right? I don't see why you only can use internal monologue when you can demonstrate what your mental capacity is, or at least demonstrate, part of your morality, or even just demonstrate your mindset in general. Whenever you can just use actions as well. Okay, like we can literally go back and forth on this and whatnot, right? But I think it's completely asinine for you to say that you can only use internal monologue, or that internal monologue is the only way, right? That's completely asinine. And look at that, he left. He's a bitch. I knew it. So anyway, okay. So this entire VC can agree I slapped that little bitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sakura, you there?
I think he's still going.
Okay. So,
Oh, this is kind.
so I've screen.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
So Sakura, I've screen recorded my entire discussion with Amir. I'm fine with letting you re-upload it. So, go for it.
All right.
Yeah. So.
There's almost stopped.